We got to get one for Reggie Aloysius Miller, a Fritzy Bar Mitzvah T-shirt. Reg joins us now. Hi, Reg. How are you?
I better get a double XL Bar Mitzvah T-shirt, Fritzy. I bet to get one.
Would you wear it socially, Reg?
Absolutely. I'll be rocking that. Yes, sir. Come on now.
Fritzy had some. Did you ever have hair like Fritzy has in that picture? Did you ever have an afro?
I never had an afro. Wasn't able to grow an afro. I had more hair than I have now. If you remember, I did have the Gumby. I had the Bobby Brown, my prerogative at one time. But that was probably the most hair I was ever able to accumulate on the top of my head.
But wait, did you go in and say, I want the Bobby Brown haircut?
It was not called that then. I just, look, I put a lot, I had I believe a relaxer in there at one point.
Wait, did you have the activator?
I did. The soul glow. I had the soul glow going at one time.
All right, let's dive into last night. Now, we love to blame people here, and I said if you're going to blame anybody, blame Golden State for just being great. But if we're handing out blame after last night, who gets blamed?
No one. I agree with you. It's they're too good. You asked me the question last week if I wanted to change my bet after one game, and you and I both agreed, like, no, it's only one game, and game one really doesn't mean anything. Boy, were we wrong.
Yep.
And I'm just here, look, because we like to keep it real on the Theodore Patrick Show.
Yep.
These playoffs were terrible this year, and going forward are going to be a disaster unless another super team forms, because I just don't see how any team can beat the Golden State Warriors, because they have, like LeBron said, so much firepower, and it's almost like they're taking turns. And look, they'll lose their occasional game next year when they lose focus, but they're going to be in the 70 wins, and they have so many guys on a nightly basis. Okay, it's going to be your turn tonight. I'm a little tired. It's your turn. Okay, you have it going. They've got three guys. They've got the three best shooters. I was thinking about this in my day. This would be like Mark Price, Steph Curry, myself, Clay, and Larry Bird, KD, getting to play with one another. The three best shooters at one time being on the same team. And they just take turns. They just pick you off one at a time. When one guy gets hot and you plug that hole, then the other one starts. So, look, they should win the next 4 to 5. I'm serious, unless another super team forms. That's the only way you're going to be able to beat them, Dan. Really.
Can you compare? Now, I know it's different eras. Now everybody's weighing in. Magic says his Lakers would beat them. Dr. J said the 76ers would beat them. I don't think Jordan has said anything, but Pippen has said that his Bulls teams with Mike would beat Golden State. I know that the three is so important now that you can't look at those teams and say, those teams from the 80s or, 90s are not going to play the same way that Golden State is playing, but are they still better than them even if they can't play the three-point game?
Look, let's enjoy the moment, and let's enjoy what Golden State is doing, because history is on the line on Friday, and we're quick to compare eras and players and teams, and I get it because it's great, locker room talk and around the water cooler, but it's too hard because it's, as you just mentioned, it's different rules from the 80s to the 90s to what it is now. And with the three being so prevalent, the teams in the 80s, those Showtime Lakers and those Boston Celtics Larry Bird teams, they didn't rely on the three-point ball like they do now. And the players are different. Even for those great Chicago Bulls teams, the three wasn't, that prevalent. So I am going to be in the moment, and I'm going to enjoy what Golden State has done the last 3 years. This year, having a chance to run the table, I know people are going to say the talent level and the teams aren't the same. They still went 16-0, and really were only challenged probably last night. They could have easily lost that game. And probably only challenged Game 1 versus San Antonio when they were down by as many as 25, and then Kawhi got hurt, and they had to mount a comeback to win that ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, it's been easy street for Golden State. So let's celebrate that. But as a fan, going forward, it's going to be terrible. The playoffs are going to be terrible.
But what happens then, Reg? I know that the commissioner
You've
can't.
got to form unless Klay Thompson decides to move on, he'll be a free agent. But I don't see that, because why take on that extra stress when each and every night you might not get the shots you want, but you're still going to win by 15 to 20 to 25, and other nights will be your nights, and you guys are still make all-star games, and you're still going to get to the finals, and you're still going to win rings. Why, if you're Klay, would you want to leave?
But
That's
you know what happens, though, Reg, where guys are part of an ensemble. It's like a great TV show, and then somebody said, I'd like to have my own TV show. Or somebody has a band, and then they go, I'd like to go out on my own and go solo here. Does Klay Thompson, is he the outlier who goes, you know what? I was second fiddle. Now I'm maybe third fiddle on this team. I want my own identity after a couple of rings.
I can see that happen, and he will have his 2 rings, and he will be etched in history because of that. But why settle for 2 when you can have 5 or 6 and be in the fun? I'm telling you, because you're talking to a guy that, when I say the playoffs are a drug, who's never won. It is a drug, and it's a fix that you want every year. You want to be in the NBA Finals. The one year we went, I went to 6 conference finals, being part of the last Final Four teams, and it is a drug because you want that attention. You want to win. You want to compete. If you're Klay, I get you want to be the man, but look, you're going to have 2. You should have had 3, and you have a chance to have 5 or 6. Be greedy. Be greedy, because it's a drug.
The best player in the NBA is who, Reg?
I am still going to go with LeBron, but that last shot by KD, it could have easily been a changing of the guard. That follow-through, it looked like his hand came down and was shaking LeBron James right in his grill. Take that, best player. I will still say LeBron, but KD has been special these playoffs, and that dagger 3, to me, easily could have been the changing of the guard of the best players.
I don't see it, because if I put KD on the Cavaliers, there is no way they're as good as they are with LeBron. And if I put LeBron on Golden State, I'm going to guess LeBron and Golden State would be going 4-0 against Cleveland.
Correct. And did you see some of the passes LeBron was making last night? I mean, here's the thing. When you're saying, we want to blame someone, they had, between Kyrie and LeBron, 79 points combined? They played fantastic. Love, even though he didn't shoot the ball well, 13 boards, 6 steals. They played great, and they were struggling. They were, climbing uphill. There's no way. There's just no way you're going to beat them. You've got to have a super team. You've got to have a super team to beat them.
Okay, what's Cleveland do in the offseason? If you get swept, it feels like they're going to make a bigger move than if they lose in 6 games.
Well, I mean, isn't this kind of the point LeBron was kind of talking about in November, December, talking about he needed help? He was looking out west. He saw what was forming out there, that tornado. Look, I don't know. Everyone's talking about Paul George. Does Paul George come? And you hear about him being out here with the Lakers. Personally, I would love for him to stay in Indiana. So they've got to do something but it's just not Cleveland. San Antonio, the Clippers, all the teams that are on the upper echelon are going to have to do something, because Golden State people are head and shoulders above everyone else. And I haven't even mentioned one time Draymond Green.
I know.
Who is probably the most valuable player on that team, because he does everything. I mean, and then here's the thing. You think come playoff time, okay, we're going to be in our home building and we're going to be competitive. The Warriors they love knocking down big threes on the road. They play better on the road than they do at home. That's what's scary.
He's Reggie Miller, the Hall of Famer, on loan from Turner Sports. I got a package in the mail yesterday. Reg sent me a jersey. And he said, can I talk about this jersey that I sent you? And I have the jersey here in the man cave proudly displayed. So Tell me about Droppin' Dimes Foundation and what you're doing with this jersey.
Well, Dropping Dimes Foundation was created a lot from my Uncle Mel Daniels, who was obviously one of the great ABA players. And it helps retired ABA players and their families who have fallen on hard times. A lot of people forget that there was another league other than the NBA that was formed in 1967 called the American Basketball Association. And they're the one that really introduced what we see today from the Golden State Warriors, the three-point line, and how big it is. They played with the red, white, and blue ball. Well, the great players, once the league was bought out by the NBA, like Moses Malone, Dr. J, George Gervin, Dan Issel, those guys got a chance to go on to the NBA. A lot of players did not. There was no health care. There was no pension plan. So a lot of these men have fallen on hard times. So, we formed the Dropping Dimes Foundation to help them out, whether it's looking for jobs, if they need suits, dental work, health care. We just try to help. I want to give back to the people that really paved the way for me. One of my passions, obviously, is biking, in particular mountain biking. I love mountain biking. So Castelli, we formed this partnership to come up with jerseys. And what I sent to you was the mountain bike jersey, the ones that, like the downhill. And as I'm talking about this, I want Paulie to pull up my Instagram, Reggie Miller TNT, and go to my last post. So the jersey you have is like for downhillers, free riders, enduro, the flowy, the baggy stuff. That's what people think of mountain biking. But there's also the kits, what you see like Tour de France, the tight spandex. So we formed both kits, and all profits go to the Dropping Dimes. And at the end of it, I will be matching whatever sales of Boom Baby. And for what people don't know what Boom Baby is, it's the famous saying by the head coach of the Indiana Pacers when they won their 3 championships, Hall of Famer Bobby Slick Leonard. So after all my threes while I played, because he was in television and radio for the Pacers, it was Boom Baby. That was the big shot. So that's where Boom Baby came from. I know you like to be active and go on hikes and bikes, so that's why I wanted to bless you with a mountain bike jersey, my friend. So I've gotten all my great people that I follow on Instagram. And if you look at the last post, it's from none other, one of the great free riders, Kyle Strait, who, for those of you who know what Rampage is, it's, when they jump off the mountains and go down and do all those flips and the crazy stuff in Utah. Yep. Well, he was one of the originators and one of the best to ever do it. He blessed wearing Boom Baby jersey to do, I don't know if you guys can see it, but just go to Reggie Miller TNT Instagram, and you can just click on the link. You can go to Castelli, and you can buy your jersey. It goes to a great, great cause to help out these ABA players as well as their families who have really fallen on hard times.
Now, that's the destination that they go to. Is your Instagram, or is there a
Instagram, there's a link on my Instagram page as well as my Twitter, Reggie Miller TNT, and just click on and you'll be able, it'll log in, you get a password, and it'll take you straight to the jerseys. And it's men and women's, which is great because there's a lot of women shredders that are bad as well. And I appreciate all the people that I follow on all my bikers that have really taken this cause and wanted the jerseys to kind of showcase and wear and promote. So I really do appreciate them doing that.
Awesome.
And you as well.
Awesome. Will do. Proudly displayed here. Reg, thanks for joining us.
Hey, please, we need another super team. We need someone. Even Superman had Batman, right? Even Superman had Batman. We need something out there. We need something because the next 5 years, if another super team does not form, shooting fish out of a barrel. That's what it's going to be. It's too easy for the Warriors.
Thank you, Reg.
Theodore, you're the best. Danette, you're the best.
Reggie Aloysius Miller Jr. III. Go to his Instagram or Twitter to learn more about this great cause raising money for former players who played in the ABA. I guess the surprising part of that is that when you had this merger, that the NBA didn't agree to take care of the ABA players whose teams didn't get absorbed by the NBA. I guess that's what surprised me when Reg told me about that, but they're not covered.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.